All right, we are live. Welcome, everybody.
Yay.
Hello.
First game back for 2022. We shall be completing this particular story for our Dune campaign. We may or may not continue after this, depending on stuffs. Before we begin, does anyone have any points they wish to spend?
Yes, I'm going to be increasing some of my techniques.
Yep, that's fine. Are they techniques that you potentially have used or skills that you've used before?
Beheading blow and penetrating shield garrote.
Yep, all good.
I improved my feint knife. I added piloting contragrav, and I added a trademark move, which is rapid strike of feint and deceptive attack 2. No, deceptive attack 1, target attack vitals.
I would like to, if I may, bump up Penetrate Shield Smallsword,
Nope.
Administration, and Leadership, if I may.
You ain't been doing leadership. You were stoned out of your gourd.
Oh,
He was leading in spirit. Or he might have been thought he was leading like a trooper.
Through
but
the
he was
spirit
just
world.
Yeah, he was just staring at the ceiling and drooling.
Did you see the size
you
of that chicken?
You guys were there for that, right? I was at the lead of the fray. We took out like 20 Harkonnen troopers. There were like 17 of us. It was lots of one-on-ones, but I ended up taking the extras, so I took out all 3 of them by myself. You guys were there for that, right?
No.
Neither were you.
Interesting. Apparently, the techniques
Hey, I
problem.
beheaded 2 people. Okay.
Apparently, the techniques problem on the character sheet also affects 0 level skills.
Zero level skills.
Like skills that you don't have any points in, but you put them on the sheet anyway. They at default, they're actually, at least one of those that I had on there is screwed up too, just like the techniques.
Okay, so that might be related to the default. Default.
Yeah, it looks like what we talked about before. It didn't recalculate.
It is weird though, because it works from the GM view. I don't know why it's different for the players.
But never mind that.
I mind.
All right, so if we've spent all the points, any other bookkeeping before we begin? Yes, they should be fine, those points.
Okay, thank you.
Huh. I have to take that back a little bit because not all of them are screwed up.
All right, so if you recall, we left off with you guys having just raided Siege Tabia with your new Fremen allies. You managed.
Except for Ethan's character, he decided to, sit that one out.
Allergies, man. The dust gutted my eyes. It was.
Yeah, we all know. You fought well. You did good.
Did we wrap at the end of that, or did we?
Well,
continue on? I don't recall.
there was some talk of interrogating guards, because you have 2 guards that are not dead. I think, yeah, 2 guards that are not dead. I don't know whether you were planning to interrogate them or not, or just let them die, or let the
Well,
Fremen
if we
take them
said
out.
anything, the Fremen would have killed them off. So I thought we were going to plan on interrogating them.
Yeah, I'm not sure we'll actually be able to get anything out of them because I doubt they actually know anything.
So if there's no interrogation to happen, the Fremen are quite happy to take no prisoners.
By all means.
These guys aren't so bad. You know, for all the stories about the Fremen being psychos, I think I kind of like them.
You've just seen their good side.
Now, I'm just totally, it's like my mindset is kind of similar to their mindset. Cleaved head no longer plots and all that.
So you want me to roll interrogation?
Well, if you're going to roll interrogation, then you have to ask questions. And then you'll have to wait till these people come around.
Up to you, Lord Tanson.
But what do we need to know from them?
It's up to Lord Tanson.
No, that's exactly my thing. I don't think we really have anything. If they're average Joes guarding the facility, then I mean we're here for physical material, not exactly information. So I don't. If they're average guards, I highly doubt they'd have anything of a critical or important nature. So I think we're good to let the Fremen take them and simply carry on with our goal here.
That's so a secret passage. Alright, so then these guys are all killed, taken by the Fremen, and Bruin, he will take you to, if I recall, you were going to be dropped off at one of the villages near Arakeen for you to make your own way back, because he couldn't go to Arakeen because he's wanted, or present wanted. Is there any parting words or requests of the Fremen before you left?
Thank you for your assistance and enjoy the spice.
Trying to remember what the Aiels say. It's like, may you always find water and shade.
Tycho would probably say something appropriate based on he's got the cultural adaptability, whatever.
Anyone who kills Harkonnens can't be all that bad.
They probably feel the same at this point. Yet you still are off-worlders. Not to be trusted fully.
We get a Fremen wife.
We deserve that.
All right, so I would assume that you have some means to get back to Arakeen. You will take a transport, or you'll arrange for some of your people to come pick you up, whatever the case may be. And you will get back to Arakeen. That's my map.
Over there. No, not there.
It is a dry and dusty place.
Sure, I have that somewhere.
Yeah, well, they changed the sidebar, so
I like the sidebar.
I think it's better organized like that.
Yeah, I like it.
probably is.
So you will arrive back at Arakeen. Is there anything that you wish to do in particular while there?
What is our plan now? So we met with Tuek to get to Weir, and she gave us the info that she had on the Harkonnen,
Including the location of the warehouse,
including the warehouses,
and stuff.
which
and,
we had already passed on to the Atreides in the area.
I don't know if you'd already passed that on, but the intention was because you went straight from Tuek to Tabir.
Right.
Yeah, I think we sent a courier back in order to relay the information.
That does sound right. Yeah.
So we helped out Tuek with hitting Siege Tabir, and now that that's done, we've basically just got the warehouses left to deal with. So,
But you have offloaded that to the Atreides, and the Atreides will investigate.
so I don't know that we had any other plans other than that.
So maybe we could look into the players behind the scenes and see if we can stop their power play.
On a more operational level, I want to have our house troops go over the thopters we picked up with a fine-tooth comb, just to make sure there's no other tracking devices on board.
Well, there's only one left.
I thought we had a few spares, but if there's just one, then I'll have them thoroughly search it.
You will thoroughly search it, and it will come up with tracking devices, similar tracking devices.
Okay, is there any way we can dissect them? I might not be able to try to figure out what they would relay to. I don't think, but yeah, is it pretty clear that they're Harkonnen make?
I don't know if it would be clear, but that sort of stuff would probably be what are the two tech worlds? Is it Talaxi and the right chess? There's two tech worlds, so they're probably from those.
Which doesn't especially help identification.
But they are you'll be able to find out that they are your, sort of run-of-the-mill things. They're not like specialized or anything like that.
Well, as far as I can recall, our goals here were just to get Weir's information about the Harkonnen, which we got. So we don't actually have any further mission except just integrating.
Should we then perhaps phone home, as it were?
It's probably a good start, at least. But I guess the rest of the operation's supposed to be moving here, minus what's her name, the boss.
Been so long I've even forgotten her name. Gwendolyn.
Right. So yeah, contacting them, we either send a message back through the next Highliner, or just wait for the rest of the operation to show up here.
All right, so a couple of days will pass. Everything seems to be normal. The Atreides haven't given you any sort of update on what they found at the warehouse, or what stage of their investigation they're at. Keeping in mind that the Atreides don't actually run this place yet. It's still under the governorship of Count Fenring. I was going to say Count Dooku for some reason, but anyway. So their powers are a little bit limited. So you haven't received anything from those people. There is, however, a knock on the door of your establishment. Let's have a roll of the dice. Everyone roll a d6, highest roll wins. That person happens to be in the area to hear the knock. There is, of course, a house guard that is present as well.
We also have outer security, right? Protecting the premises. So they would not have just allowed someone to come to the without being vetted, right?
I don't know whether we have established whether your house has like grounds or not. Or is it
Well,
like
right now we just have that villa that we took over.
Let's
And we might just not
establish
have enough
now.
staff to cover a full perimeter. Might be the perimeters, the villa's walls, simply because we don't have the staff to maintain much more.
All right, you'll have a small grounds. So then one of your house guards will approach you, Tycho. And he will say, there is a woman at the main gate. She's requesting to speak to Lord Tansen.
I will let the guard know to follow up with the Lord Tansen. I will go meet the woman at the gate.
And the guard will leave to find Tansen. Can you give me a body language roll, please?
In the box or out in the open?
This one's fine. Yeah, actually, do it in the box. I want to see. That's one of the things I haven't tested. Let me see if the box still works. So, standing at the gate with a busy street behind her, people sort of coming and going past. She stands there waiting, and you can see she's a little bit anxious, nervous, on edge as she continually sort of looks around to see, who's around her.
May I help you?
She says, "I have a message for Lord Tanson. It is from Lady Tanielu. I need to speak with him quickly."
I will let you come across inside to our villa, but I will need to search you for weapons. If you have any, please give them to me now.
She whips out a monowire garrote and takes your head off.
Give me a perception roll, please, in the box. She says, "I have no weapons. You may search me."
I let her come in. I will close the gate behind us, making sure that, I'll do a quick look out in the crowd, see if anybody is watching as well. So I'll do a quick look as well.
All right, so you will...
I also have shadowing if you prefer that. If someone's like shadowing her. But it's the same skill count, 14, so still
It's still rolled on perception. So I'm just trying to find an image.
I can probably tell she's Fremen, correct?
No,
Blue eyes.
that
Just means
doesn't mean
she's been
she's
here for a long
Fremen.
time.
And she, the citizens or the people who live in the cities have blue eyes. Fremen are the desert dwellers.
Import it. 1 second.
Gah. God damn it.
Okay. So you open the gate to let her in and check the street, make sure that no one's following her. You will see a man emerge from the crowd from under his desert cloak. You will see him produce a pistol. He then, you see this guy, which you recognize as being the guy you saw in the bar, you recall, a few sessions ago.
I will activate my shield and pull the housekeeper in past me and get her inside the villa.
All right. You can make a roll on your shield operation. You're a little slower off the mark than you had hoped.
I'm still wearing body armor. So
the Mauler pistol that this guy fires, the guy that... Sorry, starting it. The pistol that this guy has is a Mauler pistol. You reach for the woman in front of you just as your shield sort of comes on. She's a little bit spooked, caught unawares from your sudden action. She recoils a bit. Then you can see her eyes widen and her body sort of goes stiff. The man in the street will then take a few steps back. You see he watches. He brings his pistol back under his cloak, and after he's sure that his job is done, he begins to disappear in the crowd of people.
I will yell out, "Guards," and I will take off after him.
Okay, you can take off after him. The woman collapses onto the ground and is, for cinematic effect, there's a trickle of blood sort of, coming out the corner of her mouth, and she is trying to speak through the pain.
Wait a minute. All right, let's do this. Let me play my character the right way. All right, so he resists his bloodlust to just immediately shoot off the hip and go running after this guy.
Not quite how bloodlust works, but fair enough.
If I notice she's trying to speak, I will. If I notice he's basically heading out into the crowd, I guess I'd probably miss my moment to really chase after him. I'll get the housekeeper, pull her into safety, try to administer first aid, and listen to anything she has to say.
Now, a Mauler pistol is pretty well known. Is that true?
Yes.
So we'd probably have a pretty good idea what needs to happen here if she's going to be saved at all.
You would have to get help very quickly.
Well, can I see if I can stabilize her with first aid?
No need. She says to you, as she's laying on the ground, you've pulled her through the gate. She sort of grabs your tunic, pulls you close and says in a sort of laboured tone, "Lady Tanielu is in danger and needs your help. She's in Carthage at the Hasselberg bad. And then she dies. Or falls unconscious.
Did she say Castle Ark?
Carthag and House Hasselvander. So he's with Hasselvander as her fiance in Carthag.
It sounded an awful lot like Castle.
Well, she was dying, but I do have photographic memory, so I can recall the events.
You rewind.
Yeah, just
Play.
rewind. It was a good thing I was there. And I remember this guy's face, so I'll be probably going after him soon.
Yeah, it looks like Jason Statham, so you should totally go charge off after him by yourself.
What could go wrong?
Well, eventually I may do a hunt later on. Well, I think Lord Tanson will probably arrive relatively soon.
Yes, and whoever else wishes to turn up at this particular time.
We should all be here.
Do you take
So
the...
I would have said guards.
I assume
The
that...
moment I would have yelled out guards and then pulled her in or tried to pull her in.
All right, so you take her into the sort of foyer of your villa, and everyone else is there.
I'll repeat verbatim what she told me. And also basically explain everything that happened at the gate, the guy pulling his weapon, shooting, all that, trying to save her with the shield just wasn't fast enough.
If you have diagnosis or first aid, you're
I
welcome
have
to
first aid.
You're welcome to make a roll. You check for some vitals and such while you're not 100% certain. I think diagnosis defaults to first aid minus a huge amount.
Yeah.
You have a fair idea that she's not alive any longer.
If anybody runs raw body language, they'll probably see a moment when my eyes go red and then kind of clear up again. Lord Tanson, what do you want us to do?
Well, I think the only path forward here is to find a way into Carthag.
Is she even on the planet?
Based on the housekeeper, she is, and she's in danger from Hasselvander.
That doesn't necessarily mean she's here yet.
So what we need to do is we need to find out where Hasselvander's estate is. Valtieri, can you look into that? Or should we try area knowledge, Carthag?
Well, it's probably a good place to start anyway.
You can make an area knowledge, but you'll have to succeed by like a huge amount to actually know a particular estate. A success by 9, I'll go with that. So Valtieri has probably done some study. As part of your due diligence, you probably did look up the Hasselvanders, since
That would be reasonable.
there's potential grounds to want to know that sort of stuff. So you do know that they do have an estate in Carthag.
So the next question would be whether or not Tanielu have separate lands here.
You do know
But
that
assume so. They're not married yet, so
they do.
and we just went to their place in Carthage on the way out to the siege.
I believe you did meet with them, yes, as part of your not so cover story, since you are legitimately doing stuff for them. But you had your, the B crew take care of those details.
Well, we could head out there and whether she's here or not could potentially warn her security detail.
Do we have blueprints, or do you have an idea of what his estate looks like that's hearing?
Guess that depends on the nature of the estate. It might be obvious.
Give me a roll, Valtieri, on your tradecraft.
That was a crappy roll.
Alright, so as part of your, again, due diligence investigation, you know that the Hasselbanders are planning to depart world.
Right.
They're leaving with the Harkonnen. So
do we know when that's supposed to happen?
It's supposed to happen,
schedule?
Before the official changeover. But in the interim period, they could be there up until whenever. But you know that they are planning to leave, and as far as you know, they've taken some measures to actually do that. I guess you've found that their estate is marked as going to be vacant after a certain period.
Right. Is that a long way off, or is that soonish?
I believe it's going to be reasonably soonish. It's hard to say. There's no clear indication of when the Atreides move to their forward people to Dune. How long after their main get up turned up. So I believe it's months, not weeks, at least anyway.
What is the Tanielu operation status? So they're a part of the Harkonnens, were they not?
Nope. They're not part of they're running their own show. They do have spice mining rights, which were granted by the Harkonnens. And
okay, they were subcontracting.
Yes, and there is the hope that they can continue their operation once the Atreides take over.
So they're not planning on leaving. They're planning on negotiating with the Atreides to stay.
Correct. So their mining rights would be up for renewal, and they're hoping to continue their operation.
We also know that Lady Tanielu is fiance to Hasselvander, who is a vassal to the Harkonnen. they are into fruits. So we did create a actually legitimate contract to send our people to their planet to help with their fruit farming. And we also know that Lady Tanielu is only marrying Hasselvander out of duress.
Not so much duress. It's more a marriage of convenience.
And duty.
Okay, so we should warn her via them.
I don't think it's a matter of warning her. I think she's in immediate danger, and she's at the Hasselvander estate.
That was my thought process.
If you recall,
Warning her would just get her killed, because it'd be too late.
the
You
message
need to-
the message was she is in Carthage at the Hasselvander.
Yeah, no, estate. She was going to say estate. She just died before she could say it.
We don't know that.
It's called extrapolation.
She could have said Hasselvander mining rate.
And why would the
3427.
Harkonnen kill this
Exactly.
housekeeper if she wasn't conveying important information to us?
Well, it is important. The question of how immediate it is another matter. But regardless,
What does your gut tell you, Valtteri?
I don't know that I need a roll for that. Question is the boss going to give an order?
Yeah, we're going.
What are we going with, and what are we planning to do when we get there?
Let's see. At the very least, it'll be us four. I'm debating on if we bring any of the house guard. But I'm thinking. Apologies. I'm thinking. We'll need to do a little bit of recon first. So maybe try to get a temporary hotel, for lack of a better word. Do some recon, try to figure out, get some more information on the estate itself, since we don't have much on it, and then essentially formulate from there. See if we can ascertain what's going on and what sort of timetable we're looking at before making an actual response. Something about not being brash, I believe, is the directive we were operating under. So I'm being less brash by saying we should figure out what's going on, at least somewhat, before immediately charging in with all the house guards.
Is there anyone we can call to find out what sort of what's going on at the Hasselvander place? I'm assuming we don't have yellow pages or something like that here.
You want to make a call to them.
Not to them specifically, but if something public is going on over there, somebody would know about it.
Would Weir have any information? I know she worked for Tanielu rather than Hasselvander, but maybe, and usually was out in the field, but perhaps she might know have some additional information on the Hasselvander state by circumstances.
Well, quick question. Would our own people have information? Because would we not have a site on Arrakis?
Well, with Valtteri's success by 9, you'll have some information. So if you have any questions, ask, and I'll decide if that's information that Valtteri would have been able to work out.
Well, specifically, I was wondering if there was something like celebration or a ceremony or something going on right now that she would be participating in?
No, there's nothing like that. It's a fairly normal day as far as you're aware. You check the space book events, and there's no particular events planned.
Do we know whether or not Hasselvander is actually here? Because he was on, not
Kaitane.
Caladan, Kaitane. He was on Kaitane the last time we saw him, and he could have come here after we did, but he wouldn't have any real reason to.
I think it's potentially reasonable to infer that he is here, because if they were together and it was back on Kaitan, it was I think it had been the first time they'd seen each other in a while, and so if he's here, I think it would make sense that, or if she's here, it would make sense that he's here, since he seemed rather loath to be separated from her after the meeting on Kaitan.
I suppose that's fair. If he's here, then he's going to have a full entourage. We don't really have any contacts. We haven't been here all that long to have contacts in Carthag at all. Actually, our contacts in Carthag are probably Tanielu's people, which we could, contact them, I guess. That might be a good start.
We'll have to go about it surreptitiously. They might be being watched.
True. So to the GM, do we have the ability to call anyone at the Tanielu operation and find out if they know anything that's going on?
You do. So you can place a call, and are you going to hint at any sort of potential problem, or are you just going to ask?
I am just going to ask as if we were planning on having a meeting or something.
Okay, so you will learn that the lady did arrive on Arrakis. She arrived with her husband-to-be. And she arrived yesterday and is staying with her husband-to-be at present.
Okay. And they
will tell you that it
was
was an unexpected visit.
Yeah, okay.
And by that I mean not an official visit. Maybe she was just, traveling with her fiance because he was coming here.
Okay, that's a start.
I'm pretty sure it was Hasselvander that's been trying to kill us and sabotage and track us.
Yeah, probably. So, having determined that, what is Tenson wanting to do here? Do we want to just show up over there? I mean, we could claim just finding out that she was on the planet and wanting to have a meeting or something.
Yeah, I think that's not an ideal circumstance under which to go to the estate, but that's probably the best one we've got.
Do we have any idea what the estate looks like? Do we have any pictures?
You don't.
Didn't we have some mapping available? I thought we had something like that for Arcane at least.
You do have, actually, again, with your roll of 9, we'll say that was part of your pre-research. So you do have some idea of their estate.
So do we go to the front door or do we go through a different route and invade the premises?
Keeping in mind that you have a Harkonnen agent that has murdered someone who was trying to give information to you guys. So, trying to be innocent and showing up and just saying, can we chat, is probably not going to be received as you would expect.
Fair point.
That particular incident probably should be reported to the Count or to his security people.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Do we want to get the Atreides involved?
Keeping in mind the Atreides don't have any real authority yet.
Yeah, right now the authority is the Count, which we could get him involved as well, but I don't know that he's necessarily going to have any real skin in this particular game.
I don't think so either, but at least reporting and documenting the issue might still
yeah,
play
well,
a role later on.
That's specific to the Harkonnen. So if it is in fact a Harkonnen agent mucking about, he's going to want to know just for smooth transition purposes. But as far as the Tanielu situation goes, we have to act pretty quickly here. So we're either just going to have to show up at the estate, or we're going to have to come up with a different plan, which I don't know.
Yeah, with that reminder, I'm leaning towards the assault is such a brash word.
Aggressive visit.
Yeah, we've come for some aggressive diplomacy.
I mean, even if all we do is show up, that is going to cause Hasselvander to have to recalculate.
I'm leaning towards attempting to keep it to just us. Originally, I was thinking of bringing in the house guard we brought with us, but I think that might cause a more... I think the diplomatic issue that would raise would be more than the tactical advantage it would bring by bringing them with us. Not that there's not going to be a diplomatic issue arising from this, mind, but...
With Valtteri's role, can he determine, like, is there, if we decide not to go to the front door and we decide to go, maybe, is there a breaching point of the estate that we could go through that would be, one, give us the advantage of surprise?
We don't have
like this.
We don't have the authority to just show up on his estate and start mucking about ourselves.
Nor does he have the authority to kill someone on a doorstep.
Yeah. Well, that has to go through certain avenues, proof and all that. But if we just show up at the Hasselvander estate and start shooting, we don't have that authority. So
Who says we're shooting?
Fair.
We could be beheading people and just lopping off their heads.
I mean, if you want to sneak in and start killing people, that's your business. But that may not be well thought of by the transition authorities.
So do
to
we
make
get
sure
the count involved?
it didn't happen and I wasn't here. Alright, so I will give you this if you're considering this tactically. There are several flaws to this place. So you are welcome to work out your points of entry or whatever it is that you want to work out from that. Not that you actually know the interior of the place.
But that
there
does
are
at least
4
help with the
floors.
exterior.
Yep. So you have some knowledge of the exterior.
Yeah, based on the exterior, I think the only way in, at least on this floor, is the front door.
There, it looks like is there a side entrance?
Not that I saw. It all looks like windows.
Oh, we can always cut a hole through the wall.
Well, there's no reason to be breaching the mansion without knowing what we're actually dealing with here. Do we have a plan other than to go knock and say we'd like to meet?
As of this point, I think knocking the front door and just saying, "Hey, we'd like to see Lord Hasselvander, but be ready for action," so we're not surprised. What do you think, Lord Tanson?
Well, it's either. I think that's pretty much our two options: either go in assertively, or try to feign an alternate reason. But I don't exactly think the alternate reason would exactly be believable.
Well, the alternate reason, honestly, I just thought about it because I remember our conversation with Hasselvander before. He did want to talk to us about spice mining on Arrakis and seeing if our house could help assist with the efficiency of it because of our expertise. Maybe this would be an opportunity to reach out to him and say, "Hey, we are open to conversation at this time. Can we meet at your estate?"
Probably again not going to work given the fact that an agent just murdered someone trying to deliver a message to you.
Yeah, if we actually ask permission before we get there, and then he says no, then we can't go in and help. No, if we're gonna go there under the only good reason to go there would be to have a meeting, and that's the only reason to show up there that I could think of. We wouldn't have any other business being there.
Do we bring any additional guards and have them breach windows at different points?
I would probably suggest at this point that we bring whatever is sensible for a meeting. So having some guards with us is probably reasonable. Probably not all of them.
2 or 3 then.
Yeah.
Probably 3, because Atticus is considered one of your guards. Wow, it got quiet.
All right, so what is your plan?
Is that it? Nobody has any better ideas at the moment?
Tycho, you would realize that there's probably a sense of urgency because the body language from the woman that delivered the message.
So yeah, we need to head out now, Lord Tanson. Now.
Yeah, that's I think that's the best plan we got. Show up unannounced, hope for the best. All right, everyone settle up.
So it'll be the 4 of us and 3 additional guards.
Yeah.
And we'll make sure we're kitted up.
All right, well, you will travel to Carthage. There's no problem doing that.
During the travel to Carthage, I will be constantly on the lookout for that agent to make sure he's not shadowing us or following us.
All right, the agent is not found, or you do not see him. All right, so you travel to Carthage. Carthage, its architecture is distinctly different from everything else that you've seen on Arrakis. Arrakis has a particular look, and Carthage, its look just doesn't fit. It is very. You can see the Harkonnen architecture and design and such here. It is certainly not built for the conditions here. It's like a if Arakeen is set to work with the environment, this is just brute forcing its existence here. Which is not unbecoming of the Harkonnen. So you arrive at Carthage and you can make your way to the estate of Hasselvander. There is no grounds, so the street fronts up to the estate building. So while it shows green and nice paths and stuff here, that's not the case. It's just dirt and dusty streets. The windows at ground level are all barred, and they are one-way windows. I won't drop your guards on there unless they become necessary. We will just assume that they're hanging with you.
Atticus, are you here?
Yeah, I just don't have anything to add.
He's just trying to see get a feel for how I play during games where I'm not the party leader. All right. Well, I guess we hit on up and then knock on the door.
Where are you going to be, Atticus?
I don't know. Apart from the fact that he thinks it's a bad idea.
I don't think anybody's disagreeing with that.
Nope.
Well, we are hoping that maybe Lady Tanielu can marry Lord Tanson, so we have an ulterior motive here.
Right, so you're knocking, or will you attempt to sneak in? Knocking?
Knocking.
All right. You will knock. The door will open. One moment.
And then slam shut.
You're able to see that token? Yeah.
Yes.
Why is that guy
Yes.
red?
Oddly suspicious.
This is a friendly visit.
Okay. Happy?
More suspicious than happy.
All right. The guard will open the door. He will seem somewhat suspicious that a group of 4 people have just shown up. He will stand there and say, "Yes, can I help you?" He does not seem to recognize, who you people are.
This guy works at a noble's estate. He's used to this.
However,
Oh, go ahead.
you will see actually, who will see that? Okay, Tanson. You will see another guy emerge. Now, this guy is red.
Is it the name is suspiciously suspicious, but is it the yep, okay. Question answered.
So he will. He's obviously heard a knock at the door. The guards open the door. The guard's sort of unsuspecting. He's a little bit suspicious that you guys are here, not expecting anyone to sort of show up. This guy emerges from the doors just behind him there. he will see you, and you see that he immediately begins to react, and he is reaching for a weapon, and he is charging in your direction.
Do I have a moment to react beforehand?
You do. So he's charging in your direction. The guard is caught a little bit by surprise, not expecting this to sort of go down. So he'll take a moment to, work out what's going on. At which point he will then cease to be neutral and become red.
Yeah, so upon seeing the agent react, I'll simply step out of the way and have you met Atticus and give him the nod.
You there, go ahead and kill that man.
In effect.
And yes, I am aware this is not the dude, but got to get rid of that guy on the way.
All right, so to get past him, you will have to do a dex roll unless you're going to attack him first.
What is a dex roll? The hell are you talking about?
He's attacking him.
Move him out of my way with my blade.
So deceptive 1.
After he has to make the feint first.
Doesn't matter. He failed his straight up dodge.
That's gonna suck for him.
Ow!
Ow.
Oof.
Impaling becomes 3. I'm not even going to work it out. I'm just going to do this. So uncool.
Mm-hmm.
You attacked him when he was orange.
It skipped Tonson.
All right, I'll go to fast. Actually, no, I'll take the full moment and I'll draw both my blades. I will not attempt a fast draw.
Do we have our shields up already at this point, or
I don't.
If we had our shields up already, that would have made him hostile immediately.
would he have noticed?
Yeah. You can see the shield.
Let's offer. Those, some of you have some fatigue. You can recover those fatigues. All
If you
right.
fail a fast draw, what happens?
Means you spend this turn drawing it.
Yeah.
Critical fail means you drop it.
Valtteri is switching on his shields. Because I am not getting caught.
We'll also be able to see this guy.
We need a shield effect.
This guy will be somewhat surprised, like the initial guard. He knows shit's going down since the agent has obviously begun to attack. He's going to draw a weapon. That will be his turn. You do not have a shield.
I just realized that. No, I do not.
So this agent is going to be shoosting you.
He's not the only one that doesn't have his shield up.
Are you sure you'd be going after Lord Chancellor or Atticus? Because you just saw Atticus kill a guard.
I have a very recognizable face.
Actually, I'll get you to roll.
Well, to be fair,
I lost.
they're probably in between them anyway because Atticus stepped up to stab guard one. They're probably still upright.
True that. He will have a go at Atticus. Atticus is probably the most logical target. All right, so that's a hit. And
What?
this is a Mauler pistol.
Ninja roll.
Error.
+2 to dodge.
Rerolling.
Wow.
I will assume you'll succeed by 3.
Yep.
At which point you will Neo this Mauler round, and that it will just sail past you, not hitting anyone else.
It's not dinging. Interesting. Heroic charge.
Weird script tips.
No, I guess the dash line
Oof.
there means we have a
Nice.
means we have a balcony here.
It should ding now. I turned on dinging. Sorry, say that again.
I was going to say the dash line here. I presume that means we have a balcony over this
Yes.
lobby.
I will. Yes. That is an open area directly above you. I might as well do this. Why is that giving me script errors?
Because you did it wrong.
So if you zoom out, you'll see there's a second floor there.
We will.
You see this? Oh no. Yeah, you should get it.
Hey, there it is.
One of the cool features of Unity. You can
did
turn
you do?
on each of the images is on a different layer, so you can
Okay.
turn on and turn off the layers.
Don't you have a way of also shading areas so you can't see them
Yes,
until like doors are
Yeah,
open?
that's in the original one too.
you can mask, but then you got to unmask areas.
So with him
We could-
getting a margin critical with a feint, does that mean it's an automatic hit?
No. It's a feint is a quick contest, so the critical doesn't really do anything, except he made his roll by a lot.
16. Yeah. So right now the guy is at, if he just made success by
I'm going
0,
to just roll dodge. I'm not going to bother calculating it.
Yeah, because if he made it by 0, he'd be at -17 to defend.
Basically, you'd have to
So
crit his dodge.
He will attempt to retreating dodge, seeing that you moved on him very quickly with some knives, and he is not prepared, or was not prepared for your swiftness.
He's not
But he
Jason
fails.
Statham.
Boo! Boo!
It's because he was backpedaling so far,
He might
so
actually
hard.
survive that. So
That's still vital
22,
strike, though. So.
6
That's a fun
damages, which means no major wound.
Let me make sure that's right.
He still does need to make a health roll, however,
Yeah, as far as I can tell, that's right.
which he succeeds. All right, so you stab him, draw blood, but you realise his step back has probably saved him.
Right, then I will go ahead and turn on my shields because that's smart. And go ahead and step up and evaluate the scene. And that shall be my turn.
Good. I was afraid you guys were just going to shut the door and say, yeah, we'll just wait out here.
Well,
Well,
we could take the place by yourself. I mean, I wouldn't be
you,
surprised.
you would enjoy it if we did that, wouldn't you?
No, not really.
So do we have to roll force shields to activate, or is it just more of if we need to do it in the spur of a moment deal?
You should roll to activate.
Well, you don't
We're
normally
all-
have to do that sort of thing.
We're all good. I'd say turning something on is fairly routine, so you get +4 anyway.
It's kind of like communications. You don't have to roll to actually use the comm.
So
You
wait
only
a
have to
minute.
roll when you're doing something
So we
funny
get
with it.
+4 since it's routine. So I would have exceeded my roll and not failed.
Wouldn't have made any difference. You weren't the target of the shot.
But I was getting in there to block the shot.
Well, you were doing fast draw there too. You weren't.
No, I'm talking about back for the housekeeper.
Oh wait, yeah.
I was trying to actually get in the way of the shot with the shield.
I see where you're not understanding. That was a cutscene.
Got it.
Damn those cinematic cutscenes.
Wouldn't have mattered
Cinematic skill
what you
modifiers.
did. She still was going to get shot.
You didn't even notice you were using the wrong weapons.
You were clicking the button, but it just wasn't moving.
And I'll also evaluate guard 1.
I don't know if that's appropriate. He's out of range. You can't evaluate him.
Yeah,
You
sorry.
have to
I
be-
just said evaluate as the colloquial look at the scene, not the actual
whatever.
mechanical
Okay.
You have to be within your move to evaluate.
Okay, never mind.
Well, Valtteri is going to draw his weapon and not go past everybody. He is going to be looking out over his shoulder, make sure we're not getting flanked.
Well, we do have the 3 guards behind us, so they're probably setting up a perimeter right
And we
now.
have that.
You look back there, and they're like, exchanging credits.
He may be giving them some orders.
Yep, we knew Atticus was going to take out the first guy right away. Here, give me my money.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Atticus.
Okay, so with his short sword drawn, this guard will charge, heroic charge, spending fatigue, to stab Atticus. That is a hit.
Wow.
Well, that doesn't happen very often.
Nope.
Bet you wish you had that luck now.
I didn't
Well,
want to
he's-
crit fail the nonsense.
Well, he still has armor, so.
Crap. Minimum damage.
Uh-huh.
What's minimum damage? Oh, that doesn't even get through my armor.
Are these guys like yelling and screaming, or are they quiet?
They're quiet. However, the guy that just got attacked by Atticus, the agent, he will yell out something in Harkonnen. I don't think any of you understand, but you get the feeling. The tone is just, that of an alarm. We're under attack, sort of thing.
No, we're under attack. Thank you very much.
This guy is going to again point blank with the Mauler pistol. Taking a step back. That's it.
I'm looking something up really quickly. Hold on. I am going to be doing acrobatics, but I'm also looking at
Proxy fighting?
side slip. Oh, I didn't think about proxy fighting.
Yeah, you probably don't want to get that complicated, but that would have been cool.
Well, one of the things I was contemplating doing was like slipping there, and actually, so if the shot misses, it could hit the guard. But I don't think that would work because that's not where I'm at right now.
Well, technically, that's a ranged attack that you can't retreat from, so it wouldn't matter anyway.
Trying to fail.
I am.
Didn't you do a heroic charge?
Yeah.
Are you still able to dodge?
Yeah. You just can't retreat. That's another reason why I'm like, oh yeah, I can't do
got it.
that.
All right, so again, the shot will miss. This time just hitting the wall behind you. Those of you that are near the door, some shards of sandstone and whatever fly off the wall.
Hey, there was a ding. Crap, I just screwed something up. Hold on. It is 12. I accidentally permanently changed my... No, I didn't. Okay. Right. Another heroic charge. Putting myself here. And accidentally resizing, because of course I am.
I don't like this guy's chances.
Yeah, is he going to get minimum again?
Hope not.
Treating dodge. I'm not even going to bother with the feint because it's just... Well, actually... No, it's not going to make a difference.
So that was a fail.
Skill 24.
Yep.
Damn.
That's with the trademark. Normally my feint's only 23 with this knife.
Alright, so that's a fail.
That's a little better, I guess.
Average. Well, he is still bouncing around, so that makes
More's
sense.
going to penetrate, which means times 3.
12.
That'll hurt.
Alright, that is a major wound. You have to make a health roll. Which he fails by 4. So he's actually knocked out.
Oh,
Oof.
off you
Okay,
go.
he's going to heroic charge.
Now that the real danger is gone.
I don't know what you're talking about. And this
Does
guy,
guard 2 have a shield on?
He does not.
actually, okay, that makes this easy then. He gets stats.
Easier.
Well, it makes it easy in the sense that I didn't have to figure out any additional stuff. It's just jab
True.
and jab.
Okay, that will be a failed dodge since it's a side hex.
To the vitals.
So 2, 6, yep. So not quite a major wound. Does still require a knockdown roll. Which he succeeds. So you stab him in the side, you draw your blade out, and it is blooded.
So, question: if you have a technique and you have it's -5, but you put in 5 points, that basically clears out the negatives, right?
Not necessarily. It depends on the technique. What technique
Okay.
are you talking about?
Beheading blow.
So it depends on how
So-
many points you put in it will determine
So,
what
so it's garrote -5,
And there may
and
well
then
be
I
a
put
limit.
in 5 points.
It may say, can't exceed your default skill.
Well, my default skill is
How many points did you put in it?
16. I put in 5.
So that's probably maxed out.
So 15's the
But-
max.
If I'm not mistaken, that beheading blow, all that is targeted attack neck, in which case you can only get half of the penalty.
Heroic charge.
You have to spend a fatigue for that.
Remember, that's close only, so you'll have to get into his hex.
So yeah, if that's the case, then I don't think he could have used heading blow.
So move 5. You would need move 6 to get into close.
Okay. Then I would know that. I wouldn't do a heroic charge.
Chicken.
So just move.
Just move.
Using a freaking garrote in a proper battle.
I
Bling.
popped off 2 heads.
So Atticus is just shaking his head.
Yeah, Valteria's just gonna move in. Yeah. That's good. This poor guard.
We'll turn 360 just because the rotation's still screwed up. Then dude's coming at him with a garrote. He's not so scared of that. The knives are probably more of a concern, so he's going to go for Tansen.
Plus, those knives have his blood on them.
That too.
That means he's going to have the shock penalty at least.
They
is
have
true.
high pain, so
Unless they have that.
he's good. That's a hit.
Penetrating shield.
Yeah, he would have known there was a shield on.
Yes, it does penetrate the shield.
Going for a parry.
Well, you don't have to parry a lot. You just have to parry enough.
I'm going to step and actually get around to trying to turn on my stupid shield. I'm like, oh yeah. Where's that button again?
That will be a success.
Actually, yeah, I forgot. I thought I clicked on the button. I thought I clicked on routine and it didn't.
It's
I
plus
guess
4.
it just didn't take. Yeah, I know. I have a modifier there.
Do you have
I
that
guess
set up as a modifier?
Yeah, it just.
Can you check and make sure it is actually working and not a fault in the rule set?
Okay. I've got it active again. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. I guess I just didn't click on it properly.
Good.
Going to step it in stab.
Good dude. But this time, he's more ready for it. He's looking at you, so he will successfully dodge. Steps to the side, and your blade just passes by. Grazes his armor and just passes by him.
Well, that's rude.
All right, I'm going to step in and try to behead him. So so the beheading blow, is that off my level or is it going to be off my garrote skill?
Did you not do that in
What
GCA?
I did it. Well, it's so my garrote skill is 16, but I actually have a 17 because of the weapon focus. So
Okay.
would it be 15 plus 1?
Yes,
Okay.
maybe, if that's what beheading blow shows in GCA. Does it show 15? Oh, no. Can't dodge that.
Damn it, I already rolled dodge.
Also, you get to roll on the critical hit table.
If that even matters.
It might.
I saw it hovering on the 1.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so double normal shock. Let's see if it matters.
So
Oh,
it's crippled.
Well, it's to the neck, so I'm wrapping around his neck.
You have to do damage, right?
Yes.
How the hell did that work?
And it is a 10 for DR reduction.
Yeah, rounds up. So
Let's see.
Generally,
Or
yeah.
divisor 10. It's divisor 10, right?
Right. He gets +3 to strength. Oh, yeah, it's a quick contest, and he gets +3 to strength in that.
actually, his neck doesn't have DR.
Ooh.
So that's
That's 4
doubled.
cutting.
Cutting attacks to the neck are doubled, so that's 8. Major wound.
Would you consider
Yeah.
the neck an extremity?
No, not quite. With high pain threshold, he shakes off the major wound, but he's not in a good way. He is quite concerned about this very sharp wire just burying itself into his throat.
Well, it kind of looks like everything's sorted in here.
Actually, this guard's probably pleading to you, saying, "But I just work here."
Valteria is basically just going to step around and try to keep our blind sides covered.
Your guards, I assume that they're going to stay at the door and just
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll have them maintain a perimeter.
so they're
For the
not
moment,
necessarily
at
coming in
least.
with you.
Yeah, I think that'd be best, just to have them.
We'll probably
Oh,
have
no,
them.
this here.
Probably have them follow after, if we're depending on what happens. For the time being, they can stay out there.
So, health roll, which he fails, so he will fall unconscious. You feel his body go slack, and he becomes a dead weight with your garrote around his throat.
I'll release.
All right, so you do not have any immediate threats at this point. You will see one of the house staff appear from this direction. She's holding some towels or whatever in hand. She will see you guys murdering the guards. She'll drop the towels and begin to run back down the hall.
There's our element of surprise.
There is no element of surprise. They were yelling already.
True.
She wasn't paying attention. Maybe they yell like that all the time here.
Or she doesn't know Harkonnen and Battlecant and didn't realize that it was, hey, people are murdering us here.
To her, it probably just sounds like all other Harkonnen. All right, so what are you guys doing? For the moment,
No
the
idea.
area seems to be
Scanning
mostly
for-
secure.
Yeah.
Oh, we probably have a general idea that the master suites would probably be upstairs.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
That's-
Is most noble folks,
And maybe have the
ground
guards secure
floor.
the foyer. So have them secure the two left doors in the hallway.
I was kind of thinking we should track down the housekeeper there and maybe get her to tell us where they are.
So run after her.
Yeah.
Should we still be in combat mode?
No. So who is chasing after the housekeeper?
I'm not.
Valtteri. If Valtteri's going, then Tycho will follow.
Okay, so I'll get you guys to move yourselves
I'll hang close with Atticus.
sort of.
More accurately, I'll hang close
Um,
to you. Why is it acting like I'm typing something?
Put yourselves at the tip of the arrow there. That's as far as you get before you sort of catch up with her. And Valtteri as well. Was Valtteri going after the housekeeper?
I believe so, but he flagged himself for AFK.
All right. The rest of you, while they're doing that, holding position here.
Yeah, I'm like checking the stairs, looking upstairs.
And I'll keep an eye on the western door just to make sure we're not getting snuck up upon.
I'll get hearing-based perception rolls, please, from those that are still in the foyer area.
Box mode.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, right. I need to make a point to improve my perception.
Okay, so Tansen, you will hear coming from the upstairs region the sounds of people talking, or it sounds more like barking orders than just talking. At which point 2 Harkonnen with shields active and blades drawn will appear at the top of the stairs. They will shout a Harkonnen sort of battle cry, which you feel is something along the lines of prepare to die, and they will methodically begin to negotiate these stairs coming down towards you guys.
Unfortunately for them, they were talking to each other when they said prepare to die.
Indeed. I'll signal Atticus just to make sure he knows, just in case he didn't.
Well,
catch
if they shout, it's kind of hard not to hear it.
it. Fair.
Unless they're very mousy.
So Tycho and Valtteri, you have managed to catch up with the housekeeper, who appears to be very scared.
I am going to attempt to. I'm going to say, your mistress is in danger. Where is she?
Give me
Diplomacy?
a reaction roll, please. Or you could possibly substitute a skill for a good reaction. Diplomacy is not.
Fast talk.
I don't have that as a skill.
I have fast talk.
Savoir-faire?
is-
High society?
possibly do savoir-faire. I might assess a few penalties on that, but I'm thinking something more along the lines of like a psychology or something like that to try and calm her because she's
Yeah,
panicked at the moment.
I don't have psychology. Yeah, savoir-faire is probably the best I have, so it's going to be penalized.
We'll say
well, it's
minus
probably
2.
safer still. Yeah, that's probably still safer than just a plain reaction. And it is.
Alright, so she will still be quite terrified, but she'll be able to respond to you. She says, upstairs at the master bedroom, and she'll sort of point, and you imagine it's probably the left-hand side of the building.
I will tell her to gather the house staff and get clear, and then and I'll take off.
And I'll follow.
All right.
Do we have subdermals for communication?
I believe we have established that you do.
So we would probably let them know. Is it the top, that basically top 4 left side of the building?
Yeah.
All right. So,
Which would she have pointed to the nearest stairwell, like behind us, or to the left, or?
no, she pointed in the direction of the main foyer stairwell.
Where's the nearest staircase?
Well, you don't know. You don't.
I'm asking her. I'm asking her before she leaves. I didn't get a chance to talk to her.
You would have been more rough.
She doesn't want to talk to you.
Well, after Vitili gets her to calm down, it's like, where's the staircase?
She points back in the direction you
Valtteri.
came.
After Valtteri talked to her, calmed her down, it's like, where's the staircase?
She sort of points in that direction.
So back the way we came.
Okay. Now, these guys, you should be warned, have the high ground.
Shit. Actually, how much high ground do they have there?
I
Step and
think
If
evaluate.
you're on the stairs, it's going to be about a 2-3 foot distance, maybe
So I
at
think
most.
that's enough for the +1.
And Tansen will step and evaluate as well.
I'm going to assume Tycho and Valtteri will just move, so on your
Yeah.
turns, just move yourselves.
Moving.
Actually, I won't move that. They'll take weight. They seem to be waiting for you guys, evaluating
Well,
you.
Well, I'm okay with it. I mean, they are facing away from me, so it's going to be a rear attack.
Are they shielded?
They are.
They are shielded, yes.
All right. Well, I've burned entirely too much fatigue, so I'm not planning on doing those kind of maneuvers again. So step and evaluate 2. So backwards.
Yeah. And Tansen will step and evaluate 2 as well.
Tycho will continue to run towards the main.
Moving.
Alright, they continue their wait/evaluate. Maintaining the high ground.
Okay. Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be any better when I'm like right there. That's not going to be 2 feet above. So their
Probably
weights are going to
not.
trigger.
So their weights will trigger. This guy will attack. That's number 3. He's going to spend a fatigue, but a mighty blow. He thinks it's cool. That's a successful hit.
Oh, no.
He thought he was cool,
Whoa.
but he got proved wrong.
That's not even with the evaluate stuff in there.
And he throws his blade away.
Right. So that triggers a critical miss.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty rolled it.
Okay. So evaluate, I have to add that to the feint. I can't add that to the second attack, right? It has to be the first one.
I believe that's the way it works.
Sounds right.
That's disappointing because it's just my feint. And, so. Wow.
Okay.
Oh.
What time is it? No, that's fine.
I don't think it's time yet.
Do you have luck?
Yeah, I do, but I don't think it's reset yet. I'm scrolling up to see what time it was that I used it.
I think it was 36. 18,
Yeah, I
36
think
was
it's 30 something.
Figures.
All right. Well, I will. I guess I pretty much got a heroic
Yeah, it's
charge.
37.
So I shall heroic charge and go for the stab. I believe I've asked this previously, but we can't stack techniques, right?
Yeah.
Within reason.
We have the second weight.
Ah, cool. That dude
The
has that
second
thing.
weight was going to be on Atticus. This is a hit, very nearly a critical.
On the Atticus?
Yes, because you were the one that stepped into range first. This is the weight.
Oh, he triggered both of them.
Okay.
So that's a successful hit. And never mind. Alright, so Danson, you.
Was Atticus a 2-weapon guy?
No.
I didn't think so.
I mean, I need to double check. I can use it in either hand because I've got the offhand training, but he's not
Right.
he's not a two-handed guy.
Well, he could actually parry with his offhand when the shield's on.
So with stacking techniques, I was thinking of combining TA Vitals and Penetrate Shield. Would I just use the lower of the two?
No, you combine them.
I use penetrate shield all the time, but I've got it maxed out. So
Oh wait, didn't I just? Oh yeah, no, I actually did just max it out. So yeah, they're both 16 now.
Now the targeted attack, when that's maxed out, you can only max it up to half. You can't eliminate the entire penalty.
And I need to fix that then. But Penetrate Shield I did max out, which I believe gets it up to default.
Yeah.
Interesting. That might be a calculation thing then. Okay. Then Vitals -3 can buy off half. That would be round up. I can buy off 2, so it'd still be -1, right?
I don't remember which way that rounds.
I believe it actually rounds down.
It's down. Okay.
Well, dodge. It's going to be one of those days.
Oh, I saw the 5.
Uh-huh.
So that will be insufficient to penetrate his armor.
Alas.
Continue to run.
even with armor penetrator 2?
Yes. They have DR3 with the divisor.
So it's normally 6.
What the hell is Tycho's move?
Should be 5.
5.75.
Should be 5, and you can get a sprint bonus if you're running in a straight line.
Moving anyway.
Alright, this guard is going to attack Atticus. That will be a hit.
So mean.
The next guard is going to attack Danson.
This is the new round, so can I actually use parry?
You can, since you've had an attack already.
Man, I'm rolling crazy high tonight.
Hanson, you also hit.
Roger.
All right, let's try this crap again.
Yeah, Atticus has a weapon master.
Wait.
Yeah, that's why it's at -3.
No, I was going to say his additional parries are going to be less too.
So Hanson using luck.
Yep, I don't want to
Let me
die.
double check.
Okay, and with the extra effort, that +1 would be a success by 3.
Alright, so you're good. You will defend just fine. Succeed by 9. So -8 to defend. Poor dude. He had very little hope. 2 damage. Atticus. 50.
More stabbing.
Major wound. Major wound. High pain is +3.
Yeah.
So he failed his normal health by 3. So that's. He would have failed by 5. So it's an attack of the vitals. So that's a knocked out. Alright, Atticus. The guy slides off your blade and falls to the ground, his shield still shimmering red from having been penetrated. Atticus, he will attempt to defend. Sorry, Tansen. What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
I've been rolling 13s, 14s. 2
So have
damage.
I.
Duh,
Again, his armor protects
that's
it.
disappointing.
Need
Tycho
to hit
Valtteri,
harder.
you can move.
Moving.
Guess we don't know really the layout of the building, right?
You do not.
True.
He's going to. He'll have a go at Tansen.
Request denied.
That will hit. Then he'll proceed to back up the stairs.
Oof.
You have no luck this time.
No.
That is to your body. So whatever gets through your armor is doubled.
Okay, 1 moment.
Might not even get through.
It does, with the 2 divisor. I don't have that much armor.
Actually, I think Tychos would have absorbed that.
Actually, I'm at 0.
If that's a major wound,
0 hit
then
points?
you have to roll health.
Yeah, the divisor 2 takes it to DR3, 5 gets through, doubled becomes 10. I'm at 0.
What armor are you wearing?
Nano weave suit.
It doesn't have high DR versus impact.
Damn it. Should have done the sacrificial dodge.
Okay, so success by 10.
So he has to roll health roll, right?
Tansen will have to make a health roll, yes. So that's a succeed by 9. Results on defending a very slim 2 damage. Atticus, please. Alright. Tansen, you will fall unconscious.
Damn it.
There.
Hell, I told you about keeping your damn guard up.
Actually, you should be keeping its distance and not wading into.
Well, that
fight.
is that I already had commented. If you scroll up, I'm fully planning. I was already said, yeah, he's going to say, you need to stop charging into these things.
As he falls over. So damage 6, 80. My God, these rolls are ridiculous. He will fall unconscious.
And then realizing that Tansen is down, he's going to, he's like, ah, crap.
Tansen is doing that stumble backward and start to roll down the stairs thing.
At least it doesn't have far to fall.
Going to be caught by the 2 of the house guards that rush up and grab him.
Alright, so with both these house guards dead or unconscious, we again.
Ow!
Apologies. Shut
What?
phone on vibrate. So you, yes, we're again out of combat.
Medic
Who's
here.
got the better first aid?
I brought a kit.
Okay. So Valtteri, you take care of Tansen, and the guards will surround on me, and Atticus
Yes.
can continue on.
Yeah, as soon as you see the guards coming up there and the 2 guys, I'm going to proceed upstairs.
I'll follow.
Yeah, he's pretty much done screwing around with this stuff.
Alright, you can move yourselves to the upstairs map.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
doing that.
I think first aid takes 30 seconds at this TO.
I think it's still a minute. I don't think that changes. The proper first aid time is faster though.
Or bandaging, excuse me. I'm just doing the bandaging right now.
Move yourselves to the doorway there to the hall. You can step out of there.
Well, we're going to be looking around to try to make sure we're not walking into a crossfire before we step through it.
Very well. You will peer around the corner, and you will see this guy who is rather alarmed that you have emerged from this doorway, meaning that his buddies were just taken out. Or he realizes his buddies have just been taken out.
Damn, I should have had some Spencer so I could done the Duncan thing. Need to get suspense. Wait, we had suspensors.
Yeah, we had some. Probably didn't bring them though.
Are we in combat now, right now, or can Tycho also
We're-
step through the door?
We're not necessarily in combat, depending on what you guys do. This guy seems pretty alarmed.
Particularly when I start charging toward him.
All right. So you charge.
Yep. Atticus is
Tycho will
Atticus is
follow
going
after.
full Lancelot.
Full Duncan. Remember how he
Run.
was doing the Sardaukar?
He's gonna run through the mansion, kill everybody, and then apologize afterward.
As
He ain't
you
gonna apologize.
as you charge, this guy has his weapon drawn. He sort of brings it to the ready, but he is stepping back.
But potentially, what kind of weapon has he got?
Sword, short sword.
Oh, I don't say. It'd be like, he raises the weapon, then looks at it and goes, "Oh crap, this is a laser rifle. I'm gonna toss it aside and draw my weapon. I don't want to level the city."
All right, so yes, he backs off. He draws his weapon. You can see that he's is suitably intimidated by this. Should advance the camera. Atticus, you're up. I'm assuming the rest of you are going to be downstairs, either being first aided or doing first aid,
Yes.
except for Tycho.
I am just moving because I don't want to burn the fatigue.
You could do a
But I'm
normal
getting
movement
right
attack.
Yeah, it's gonna cap at 9, right?
Yep.
Now let's see if this will actually. Where's it at?
It'll be fine.
You are at a -4 if you want to do a movement attack then.
Yeah, well, it's like with the penalties, it's like it's not going to be at 9, so I'm just applying a -9 to my attack. Oh!
Excellent.
Wow. Yes! I succeed for once. Unless there's feint. No, there's no feint. Alright. He will step back as you push. If you still have movement, you can follow.
No, it was 7. I started out at 14 away, and my move is 7.
Alright, so he will step back. And while not technically possible, he will do a step back, wait, evaluate.
You can't do that.
You can.
Well, he did
Wait,
just say
evaluate.
he did just say he was breaking the rules. So if he's breaking the rules, he's breaking the rules.
No, technically he did his retreating step. Now it's his turn, so he's stepping back and evaluating.
Yeah, it is his turn.
And throwing in a weight as well?
Well, you don't know. You can't, from the player's point of view, or the character's point of view, you don't know whether he's waiting or evaluating.
I don't know that it really matters.
Either way, he's stepping back.
Okay. All right. So I am moving. I am not attacking, but I am moving actually over here.
He
And,
will
you know,
watch you run
I
around.
sort of, yeah, it's sort of like, I figure, he's running along the side of the wall and circling around, but he's doing that low, sort of almost semi-panther like stride, like he's stalking someone. But the important thing is he's likely going to try to retreat, and look what is coming his way from that he's going to be retreating from.
Give me a reaction roll. If you have any bonuses that make you particularly intimidating, I'll let you add them.
Well, the guard has any intelligence. He knows that, at least 4 guards have been wiped out.
The universe is cold and indifferent.
He doesn't necessarily know that. They could
He
have
can
just been
suspect.
negotiating down there. Maybe he bribed them.
Well, he may have heard the guys is like, yo, hup, 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 ah! At the stairwell.
So this guard
This
had you
is
have
actually really bad for him because the 2 people who are on the same floor are both the 2 characters with bloodlust.
Yeah.
he doesn't know this, but had you have rolled a good reaction, he would have been thoroughly intimidated by Atticus's move and would have turned to give his back to Tycho. Not wanting to take his eyes off Atticus.
Would that have been a reaction roll or an intimidate check?
Well, that's the thing. GURPS doesn't really have a passive intimidation.
Actually,
kind
it
of
does.
annoying.
It has the
That's not
Stare.
the same. That's not the same thing.
Well, my
intimidating stare.
That is
Fearsome
not a
stare.
passive intimidation. That is an intimidation without words.
my intimidate isn't particularly great because intelligence again is only at 10.
He will take a stab at Atticus and put his back to the wall.
Okay, what are the results of
That's a
these?
hit.
Step.
Oh, by the way, I did change. You may notice that the actual result in the chat window is on its own line now.
Now that you
Oh, yeah, at the
mention
very
it,
bottom. Success by.
Usually it was directly after the skill, but now I've put it on its own line. So each attack uses up more lines of the chat window, but I think it's a little bit clearer to read.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, so did you faint? Yes.
Of course I did. It's a trademark move.
Wow. Instead of being minus 16, he's going to be minus 11. Joy,
well, that's
it's his lucky
considerable
day.
Improvement.
That's still a fail by 9.
Well, yeah, it might be his lucky day.
Well, you
So
didn't pin him to
that's
the wall.
6.
Was he?
He
Oh,
will shake off the major wound. Not major wound, the knockdown roll.
Can you skip Tamsin?
no. Can never skip it.
Would this be have to be a big step? to
You
get
could
into
spend a
attack?
fatigue for a giant step
I'll do a giant step.
if you're intending to use the garrote.
Oh yeah, that's his favorite weapon. So I have penetrating shield garrote at 2, so I'm -1 +1, so it's basically at my beheading blow at 0.
Okay. Alright, because I can't seem to dodge for shit. That hits. My rolls are ridiculous.
Wow.
But I like that.
It's around his neck, but it's not doing damage. He's grappled.
All right, he's going to attempt to break free from your grapple.
It's not just against my garrote skill, right?
You get a +3.
He will succeed by 3.
Okay.
I'm not letting you go. No.
His efforts are completely useless. And now he's going to die.
Yeah, he's probably gonna die. He should have been paying better attention.
Atticus can just lean in.
You don't even need to faint right now. He's got garroted.
He can still potentially
I
dodge.
think it'd be a half move and dodge, right? Because he's grappled by a garrote around his throat.
It's just one of those that it's like, that's what he does.
No, that's not going to make him have move and dodge, but it is going to put him at penalties.
He's at -2 to defend for being grappled.
Like he needs more penalties.
Yeah, so with the -2 and the feint, he's at -13 after his successful skill roll.
What's his normal dodge?
10. So
he can't make it.
He has to make a natural 3.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, he rolled well, but not that well.
Oh no!
Max damage.
Yes, of course.
It's 21.
Well, Tycho sort of pushed him right into the right area, and I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. Stab.
And because my high rolls continue, even high pain threshold does not save him against a death roll. He will die. Outright dead. Actually, no. Mortally wounded.
And then I let Tycho take his head off because that's what Tycho does.
I actually, at this point, I just continue with the garrote and just pop his head off.
So he's mortally wounded for 1 turn.
And Tycho Kane takes his head off.
Probably
All
half
right.
a turn, really.
We are out of combat and there are no more guards. So we will not need to worry about combat.
Rush up the stairs that we see.
What if we decide to fight Hasselbeck
Oh, if I get a chance to do that, I'm totally
or Hasselhoff?
Well, Lord Tansen is down, so if we do meet up with him, we probably will kill him. Me and Atticus would. We're not going to negotiate with him.
The door to this room is locked.
Is this
Check
a master?
the dead guide if he had a key or anything.
Search the body
Yeah.
Give me a perception roll
or search roll?
or search roll. Yep. Okay, you will indeed find a key. So by this time, actually, no, you'll still be doing some first aid downstairs. So you will unlock this door. I assume you open it. Inside, you do find Lady Tanielu.
Impaled.
And dude, Brian's gonna go. No, he was the first guard that you whacked and was cosplaying for a little while.
You realize what a horrible mistake you made by not casting Hasselvander as Hasselhoff.
Well, you do realise Hasselvander was inspired by Hasselhoff.
My Lady Tanielu, we're here to rescue you.
Is she the only one here?
She's the only one there.
Aren't you a little short for a Sardaukar?
She's in the room. You can see that there's... Oh, if you have body language, you can make a roll. Doesn't need to be in the box. Actually,
That means she's hiding something.
Probably should be in the box.
Damn it. Okay.
Doesn't matter. Because a critical fail on a body language gives you the wrong result. It would have been fun if you critically failed. Alright, so you can see from her body language that she is somewhat scared and alarmed. She's standing over here, sort of at the wall. She has her hands behind her back. When she sees you guys enter the room, she relaxes a little, and you can see that, as she pulls her hands to her from behind her back, you can see that she's carrying a small dagger.
Also, the
Hasselvander
Hunter
here?
Seeker, goes after you instead because you're making a bunch of movement.
And it bounces off the shield.
Not necessarily. Depending on the Hunter Seeker, it will slow down and just bury it through the shield.
In which case I can parry it. Yeah, so Atticus is not one for social necessities or niceties. So he's probably going, Andy's callous, so he's probably just going to say, where is he?
Yeah, it's Hasselvander here.
She will shake her head and say, I don't know where he is, but he's angry. Have you done something?
We've survived his
Yeah, it's like, have you done
assassination
something?
attempt.
It's like, have you done something? And then we like pause and we have a flashback of all the guards in here that that Atticus has ganked. Like,
Where's his room?
maybe.
Where's his room?
This is his room.
Oh, okay. Well, make sure we have to burn it to the ground before we leave.
So he
Lady
says
Tanielu, we're here to rescue you.
he is angry. He was accusing me of conspiring with you and threatened to kill me if he found out I was involved.
Well, I'm not going to say it out loud, but technically that's true. She was conspiring with us.
Yeah, that kind of is.
And we just kind of give him
that's why we're here to rescue her, because she was conspiring with us.
Oh,
She
yeah.
says-
Saving our ally.
I'm thinking, oh, yeah. It's like, did you do anything? It's like, oh, yeah, we did let the Fremen take all that spice of his.
I don't know where he
Jansen
is,
downstairs. Come with us.
but he left somewhere. Left to go somewhere.
Do we know anybody who would have that information? The agent downstairs, I remember his face. Would he know?
We should leave.
But come with us. Let's get out of here.
Okay, so you will escort her out. She will glance down at the bodies that you've left in your wake.
And I'm totally going to shrug, like, well, whatever.
She's probably not partial to violence, so there's a little bit of, this is real sort of reaction from her. But you will exit the building, as well as you see there's some like house staff that are also exiting. By this time you have done your initial first aid on Lord Tansen.
You will get 1 hit
He'll
point.
get
back
1 hit point back.
and be conscious.
I should probably ask her if there's any of the house staff that she can trust. You know, they can probably come with us so they don't fall under. Wait, no, I'm not going to think of that. Sorry, Atticus isn't going to think of that because he's callous.
No, Tycho would. He'll burn
The
it
house
or
staff
even
are
Valtteri and
vacating
Tycho
anyway.
would.
So the Tycho and Atticus and Lady Tanielu will get to the stairs and then see at the bottom of the stairs Tansen clearly having been stabbed through the friggin' chest.
Starting to wake back up.
Recall. Does anyone recall what her reaction was to Lord Tansen? I believe it was.
Fairly positive.
It was
Yeah,
a good
I believe it was good. A good
I
reaction.
think she was about to crawl down his friggin' pants.
Yeah, I'm totally going to go over there as soon as he's conscious. Look at him and say, "Your elbow is crooked again."
Well, I'll have an opportunity to fix it.
She seems somewhat
there.
distressed at the fact that Lord Tansen has been injured in the course of her rescue.
Are you well, my lady?
I told you not to charge forward, my lord.
I
She
charged
says-
beside. There was a difference.
She says, "I am fine. I have not been hurt."
Good, good.
So this is out of character, but I figure the other three characters are especially smart, and both Tycho and Valtteri think this way. But is there a way to check her for potential trackers? Like maybe she has a necklace that was given to her by the dude. And,
Yeah, I don't know if we have equipment for that, but we could probably get it.
We could maybe search her and basically say it's with her permission. Search her for anything.
Well, you could do this a little easier and just have her change clothes and get rid of anything she's wearing right now that could potentially be tracked, and put on something like get some clothes from a servant or something.
All right. So once you guys vacate this place, she will request that you escort her to her family's estate, where she tells you that she will be safe there.
We must sadly inform you that the nameless house servant is passed.
again, sort of point to the dead agent and go, "He killed her."
Actually,
Then-
if he's still alive, we should take him with us. He is someone we could interrogate.
Give me a reaction roll. Let's have someone just roll reaction. This will represent how she takes the news.
Oh, right. Thanks for reminding me, Paul.
Right, so
Okay, so
I'm going to assume you don't leave anyone alive.
yeah, we probably wouldn't want to leave anybody alive so they could identify us.
Yeah.
Well, we
Granted,
don't
the
want to.
staff could just go, "Oh, it was some dudes. We don't know who they were."
But the Harkonnen agent, we know, may have some information we could get from him. So that might be
I
something.
jacked him up pretty bad.
Unfortunately, the Harkonnen agent was in the middle of this process and not somebody you want to leave behind able to get back up.
Like I said, we either bring him with us or kill him. All the guards will get killed either way.
I mean, before you guys went up the stairs, you probably took him out because you don't want to leave him behind.
In a
Well,
game,
no, actually, when we go upstairs, that's probably something the house guards that we brought with us are like, "Yep, we need to take these guys out." So you should probably search him for any actionable intel on him, but he's probably dead.
yes, I will search his body. And we may do and actually the house guards probably would have searched the other guards too. They, being that we are a espionage background.
The house guards do not have anything on their person that would be of useful intel other than the fact that they are house guards.
So that's searching the Harkonnen agent.
He's probably not going to have anything on his person other than the Mauler pistol and
I'm going to take that.
his weapons.
Yeah, I would probably confiscate the weapons. Should we burn down this house?
No, let's not get that brazen.
All right, so you will vacate. I assume that you will escort the lady to her house estate.
Yeah,
Should
it's
we
probably
escort her to her house estate or to ours?
She has
I'd
requested
say-
to go to her house estate. So,
ours is in Arcane, and
Okay.
we probably don't want to go that far.
Milk your injuries for everything there, Hanson.
if you wish to take her to your estate, you will have to influence her because she is fairly set in going to hers.
No, we'll do what Lord Tits and Lady Tanielu want.
She feels that she will be safe there.
We need
Yeah,
to find out where Hasselvander is. We need to take him out.
Alright, so Hasselvander. His whereabouts is presently unknown. You will leave Lady Tanielu at her estate, and later in this day, you will receive word from the Count that he requests your immediate presence at the palace.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Well, off we go. I'm not going to keep him waiting.
Yeah, I'm sure Hasselvander ran straight to him. Yeah, so presumably the four of us. Because PCs.
And since we are going to the Count, we probably would have an honor guard at this point.
I mean, I guess. But we're probably not kitted up.
I will have my monowire garage. It is a special item and it's a ring, so I can hold out.
Full first aid for Tansen.
Right. Yeah, he should be able to get
It's a D6 plus
yeah,
1.
that's fine. -1 because he got the bandaging.
So a D6. 6, 6, 6.
Just because I'm
Eh.
going to say you get the maximum.
But we have time.
You have a bit of time.
There you go.
That's 6.
Thank Callie.
We recover our fatigue.
Yeah, if he's got time to recover hit points, you got time to recover fatigue.
Yes, you'll be able to recover all your fatigue. So this is some hours. It's much later in the day that you guys are summoned. So the PCs will go.
Yeah. Yeah, I think probably minimal honor guard.
All right, again, the 3 that we had come to the house.
Oh yeah, in case we need a scapegoat. What?
Lord Tanson, you're gonna have to do some talking today.
I have to make Atticus duel him.
My
Bargained well and done.
Okay, so as you approach this this meeting room, you can hear the sound of you recognize Hasselvander's voice as he's yelling and shouting, demanding justice. His residence was infiltrated, his guards killed. He's screaming, bloody murder. And he's also making accusations like, you threatened his wife to be, and he's just going off.
Actually,
Completely.
is she here?
She is not here.
Might be a good idea to have contacted her as soon as go. Hey, yeah, we've been summoned, by the way.
Yeah.
And Fenring is there listening, trying to calm Hasselvander, saying that he will address the issues and stuff like that. When you guys enter the room, Hasselvander will look to you guys and just death stare you. He's furious.
I'll just ignore him and approach and do the honorable, do the usual honorifics to the count and state that I'm here and ready to respond to a summons.
Alright, so long story short, Hasselvander has put forward all sorts of accusations. Some not untrue, since you guys did actually raid his place.
Kind of.
You know why.
He does not mention anything about the fact that you raided his hidden Seach stash. But he, yes, is accusing you of killing his house staff, causing all sorts of
And
damage. And yes, you killed his dog, making all these accusations. Fenring is listening, and he says, Lord Tanson, are these accusations true?
They happened in a different light than what the insert title here, Hasselvander, has portrayed them as. The initial event that sparked us visiting the Hasselvander estate was that as we found out to be, a lady in waiting for Lady Tanielu was killed on our front doorstep by a particular individual, and that lady in waiting requested that we assist Lady Tanielu in that she was at the Hasselvander estate. We went to the estate and saw and knocked on the door. We're speaking with a guard when that same individual was present in the Hasselvander estate and drew a weapon on us first, at which point my bodyguard took action.
The moment you
Then
say
since-
that, Hasselvander shouts, lies. It's all lies. You stormed my residence, attacked my guards. Demand justice.
I only speak the truth, Count. When that guard drew weapon, then my bodyguard took action, and from there, due to the believed imminent threat of if the guard was willing to take, if that individual was willing to take lethal action against us, then we believe that Lady Tanielu might perchance also be in danger. And as the other staff of the Hasselvander estate did then react to our presence with deadly force, we then proceeded to defend ourselves as well, and then we sought to the Lady Tanielu out to see if she was indeed in danger and that her safety might be assured.
I don't recall. Have you met Obi yet?
Nope.
No, we have not.
Okay, so Obi, when you enter this room, you can see this guy. He has a sort of reserved smile on his face, like he's pleased about something. Valtieri, you being who you are for the house, you will recognize who this person is. Obi is the mentat for your rival house, House Romanesque,
okay.
I think it was.
Romanesque, yeah.
Tycho would probably know that too.
Yeah, you guys.
Possibly.
Probably all of us have seen him remotely or otherwise. But yeah, I would probably be more attuned to his presence than the others.
So
Tycho has
he seems somewhat pleased that this turn of events has you guys in hot water.
I'll take a moment and I'll whisper to my Lord Tansa and say, if you want, I can recall the event step by step.
That's not how
I
that's
believe
going
I
to work,
just did.
though. Yeah, he kind of did.
So with more detail, photographic memory.
Nobody out there knows that you have photographic memory enough to make that relevant here.
You got a Tansa would know, but Tyrion would probably
Right,
know.
but the people you're talking to don't know that. Like the Count. The Count doesn't know that.
So, for the most part, he just stands off to the side. There's a few other people present in this room. They're just like extras. But for the most part, he seems quiet and is somewhat enjoying this exchange. Then he sort of takes a step forward. His hands are steepled in front of him, and he says, "My Lord Fenring, as you know, I am a study of people and their behaviour. If you wish, I can give you some advice as to the truth of that is being discussed here." And Fenring will turn to him and say, "Yes, please."
That's where Benson should really do the point of order. That's kind of thing where this dude is part of the house that is opposed to ours.
So Obi will then say, "While it appears that Lord Tansen is speaking the truth, his words are not completely the truth."
Oh, in what way do they differ, do you see?
He says, "Of course, I do not know exactly what happened, but I can see from your mannerisms and the way you articulate the events that you are not telling full truths. At which point Fenrig will sort of he's listening at this point, and then he sort of turns to Tansen, as in, like, you're not being truthful, without actually saying it.
I'm actually wondering, what did he say that was not truthful?
In regards to
Well, in regards to what Tansen said, he's been pretty much straight up. But obviously, this guy is taking advantage of the situation a little.
Can I use detect lies on Olby?
Well, that's why
Don't think you
that's
need
why I
to.
made the,
Yeah, you don't.
comment that
You don't really need to detect
We know
lies.
he's lying. Okay.
You know exactly what happened.
in regards to this alleged raid or infiltration, or whichever term Hasselvander is deciding to call this event, I speak the truth. I have not lied to you, nor have I withheld information surrounding the circumstances. We did not go to the Hasselvander estate with the intent of killing or assaulting the estate guards in any way, shape, form, or manner. We went to ascertain the Lady Tanielu's safety, and we were drawn upon when we went to visit there when observed by that staff member, and the other guards then attempted to draw and attack us as well. There's no better
Regardless
defense
of
than the
your
truth,
claim,
Count.
you did still enter the Hasselvander residence, and you did kill his guards.
no, he didn't.
You should have taken this to the proper authorities.
We believe time was the essence. Time was of the essence, Count. It seemed as, considering that the lady in waiting of Lady Tanielu was killed.
This is
upon
Obi,
attempting-
by the way, that's saying this. That Fenring
Yeah,
is just listening.
That's why I'm like, why would Tansen not bring up the point of order to Count Fenring that everything Obi says in regards to us is obviously slanted because his house is opposed
We are
to our
rival
house.
houses, yeah. We are rival
I'll
houses.
get
And
So that's
Obi
one of
will
those where
say,
it's like, that's no. I mean, he hasn't said that. I'm asking that the
Right.
player.
I
Yeah,
realize
yeah, and I was gonna get there after I finished. The time was of the essence.
Oh,
The
okay.
lady in waiting was killed upon our doorstep, and so we thought it was of a more immediate time frame than could normally be afforded by going through the proper authorities. And I believe it is known, Count Fenring, that House Romanesque does not exactly have a kind view of House Dannan, and so he may state that he sees untruthfulness, yet I swear upon the honor of my house, Count, that I have not told a lie in my recounting of this event to you.
Point of order. Tunson probably would also have mentioned the fact that we did actually report the murder of the housekeeper at our estate.
Yeah,
Ah,
we
good
did.
point.
We did forward that information. So the Hasmer should know that.
to that, Obi will reply, my lord Count, the law is the law. We cannot take it upon ourselves to deal our own justice. There are proper channels.
We did not go with the intent of seeking revenge or seeking justice beyond what was already enacted by the reporting of the hand lady's death to the office of the count. We went there with the intent of, after having reported the death of the lady in waiting, we went to ascertain the safety of the Lady Tanielu, as was reported to us by said hand lady, that she might be in danger, and it sounded as if there was immediate danger, due to her death at the hands of that individual that we later saw at the estate who drew upon us.
Question. Are the nobility afforded the right to dispense justice?
They are within their own vassalage. That's a word. So, were you in your own lands and in your own jurisdiction, then yes, nobles generally can dish out some justice. At this point, Fenrig is the person that sort of does that here and now.
So this is out of character, but there, in the movie Dune, at the end, there was the challenge between Paul Atreides and the final Phaedra. Is that, and I think Atticus brought it up, is that something we can consider just to resolve this situation? We do the
No,
duel.
because we don't have canley going on.
Though I kind of wonder if we're not about to.
So, Hasselvander again begins shouting. You can see that he's furious. And he continues his accusations. Then he steps closer to Lord Tanson, and I would assume
immediately
Atticus.
steps in front of him.
He looks you up and down. Well, that's Atticus. He looks Atticus up and down, and he says, "Step aside."
No.
Tycho, if he can, would start to sneak around to the back of him.
No, you're not going to be able to
Nope.
sneak around in this situation.
Well, that's
There's a whole bunch of people watching.
So I would basically step up and also be a barrier as well. But I wouldn't be in front of him. I'd be just more in front to the left.
Let's have a reaction roll. We'll let Fenring's judgment be based on a reaction roll.
Would
Who do you want to roll?
would I be able
Whose
to have
turn?
some of my social modifiers apply?
All right, so you pleaded your case. Would that be diplomacy or would that be fast? It's probably diplomacy or public
It's
speaking.
going to
He
be
He
diplomacy
didn't
in this
lie,
case.
so
No, it'd be more. It wouldn't be public speaking. It'd be more diplomacy. He
Well,
didn't
it could be public speaking, but that depends on his angle. Is he focused on convincing him that I've told the truth, or is he attempting to speak well?
Convincing
Yes.
that he told the truth.
So I'll let you modify this roll by a. You'll get a +2 if you succeed an influence skill roll.
Okay, one moment.
you need to roll a 4 on the or 3 on the influence skill, and then an 18 on the reaction.
When was
That
the
would be
last time you lucked?
Okay, diplomacy.
His luck averted.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah!
All right, so I'll double the bonus you get. So +4.
Alrighty. And then would I get anything like a smooth operator or charisma for my reaction?
That would have added to your
Or that would be
diplomacy
counted
roll.
for with
Yeah.
diplomacy? Okay.
So just do normal reaction +4.
All right.
Fenring's clearly kind of irritated at Hasselvander already. It's like he's tired of dealing with this crap.
So Fenring is going to Alright, he's going to rule in favor of Tansen. He will turn to Hasselvander and say, this is not a matter that will be resolved today in this room. You are instructed to return to your residence, and we shall deal with this appropriately with the appropriate people involved. Justice will be served if that is so the outcome of this. At which point you can see Obi is like, damn.
Yeah, he went from awesome to oh.
And Hasselvander, he, goes off and starts going ballistic and starts yelling at the Count. At which point the Count will say, my Lord Hasselvander, do not forget who you speak to. You are to stop this immediately, or I will have you thrown in chains.
Because all Fenring has, or the Count Fenring has to do is say, you know what, Swordmaster, take this guy out, and I will totally do it.
And you will all, those of you that are perceptive, will notice that Hasselvander will, rest his hand on his blade, and you can see that he's thinking about doing something. And he then takes a deep breath, sort of calms himself, and while Atticus is standing in the way, he will look past Atticus. So he'll give Atticus a, you don't scare me look. He'll look past Atticus and look to Tansen, and he'll say, this is not ended. And he will then storm out.
Tansen should have replied with, it is today.
While this is going on, Valtteri is going to whisper into Tansen's ear and remind him that should probably look to Lady Tanielu's safety here as well. He's probably going to take this out on her.
He'll give Tansen will give him a slight nod.
That might be something you should recommend to the Count. Have the Count take her into his quote custody, not custody.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
And with that in mind, once Hasselvander is fully out and the doors are closed, Tansen will say, if I may count, this sparked due to Lady Tanielu's belief that she was in danger specifically from Hasselvander. And so I do request that special attention be paid to her security, preferably by yourself and or your staff as you deem appropriate, should you believe it is necessary. But I do recommend so.
My lord, if you want,
He
I
will
can
say,
repeat word for word
I
what
will
you
leave
said.
that to the Lady Tanielu to decide. If she seeks my help, she will get it. But if she wishes to deal with it herself, then I'll not intervene.
Thank you.
Sweet. So if she wants to deal with it herself, she can ask me to kill him. Or
Well,
ask Tansen to, hey, can you send your swordmaster to gank my fiance?
And
Or
he will
or
say,
the spy that likes to cut people's heads off with garrotes. She's fine.
Fenring will say, and just sort of, brushed off and says, they are betrothed, and that is not some politics that I wish to get myself involved in. I have enough on my plate.
Very well.
every guy in the room's like knowing nod.
So people begin to start departing the room, since the all the action is obviously dying down. And Obi will walk up to Tansen, and he says, it appears our paths will cross again. I understand that your house is moving to Arrakis.
Indeed, it does.
He says, I hope my words earlier do not affect our relationship any. And with that, he gives you like a cheeky smile. And
No, they do not affect our relationship in the slightest.
I was only speaking truth.
Of course.
So was he.
Truth is a three-edged sword.
And he will
That's
then
understanding.
he will leave the
Three-edged
room, and Fenring will dismiss everyone.
Tansen will give him the usual honorifics and make his way out.
Lord Tansen, should we check in on Lady Tanielu?
We should, and we should also inform her that if she wishes for the Count's protection, that it sounds as if it will be made available to her should she request it.
All this trouble for a woman.
Seems like we have a new enemy.
Well, no, he's an old enemy.
Well, more old enemy, but more of now a official enemy. To
A
the
present enemy.
A new enemy is not probably incorrect because Hasselvander. Cool.
All right,
Now
so-
the house has two enemies.
So you will check on the lady. She is fine, if a little shaken.
Yes, she is.
She has refused to seek any audience with Benedict, and word is that he is quite annoyed that his wife-to-be is ignoring him. The accusations end up being dropped, well, not dropped, but as people investigate, there's not sufficient evidence to, move either way. So, Lady Tanelu's story verifies your story, and there's just not enough to act on. And Fenring will just let it go, unless, of course, you guys wish to do something with that.
No, I'll take the drop and call it a win.
You do know that Hasselvander is pissed, but it's probably he's more pissed that you raided his secret stash than you killed his house guards. You feel that was just the excuse that he used.
I wonder if he really has any reason to know we had anything to do with that.
He may suspect.
No, that's true.
That's why he said if he finds out if she's been involved or colluding with you guys, that he'd kill her. That's why he made that threat.
But she was involved in colluding with us.
Guess he does not officially know that yet.
You will also learn that the Atreides did investigate, or secretly investigated, the warehouse, and did discover crates and such that were marked.
And I bet Duncan Idaho kicked a lot of ass in the ensuing fight.
He probably did. However, that was never brought forward to Fenring, as far as you know. The Atreides kept that under wraps, or kept that to themselves.
Does anybody blame them?
At least, no one else seems to know about it. But the Atreides have, out of courtesy, kept you in the loop and told you what they found. And unless there is anything in particular, that wraps this up.
We probably would send an intelligence report back to our house lady.
Yeah, to let her
House
know
lady.
that
Lady
House lady
Gwendolyn
has
Dannan.
something. It's
Lady
sort of
Gwendolyn Dannan.
Is that the lady who cleans? We're gonna send a report to the cleaning crew.
The lady of
she's
the
probably an
house.
agent of ours.
Lady
What
Gwendolyn
do you say?
Dannan. Okay.
Actually, and just as a cameo, it is Duncan Idaho that delivers this intel to you guys of what they found.
Atticus is probably like just all gushy. Oh, it's Duncan.
No,
Oh.
we attended the same school, so we know one another. So it's actually probably really awkward to get swordmasters in the same area because their reflexes are going, this guy's a threat. This guy's a threat. So
There aren't that many of them either, are there?
No, there's not.
So
I
you'd
think
probably get the guy nod.
I think technically Atticus graduated before Idaho did, because I believe in the canon Idaho is like the last graduate of the Ginaz before they get wiped out.
Interesting.
Yeah, I kept meaning to ask if there was some way that the Ginaz swordsmen are identified.
Generally by the bodies surrounding them.
Aside from that,
No, I don't actually think there's anything listed as such.
I did drop, I think, in the forum a whole bunch of information regarding the swordmasters.
Yeah, but most of that stuff is actually from the crappy books written by not Frank Herbert, but rather his son and Kevin J. Anderson, which frankly contradicts a lot of the stuff that's established in the canonical Dune stuff. I think they stated that Paul was born someplace other than Caladan in one of their books, and it's just like, it straight up states in the first book that he was born on Caladan.
Oh, there is probably one order of business that we need to work out. So the main reason for your involvement was to check all this out. The House Tanielu gave you this information in order to get favour with the Atreides. Does your house come good with that?
Lord
Do you use your access to the Atreides to inform them that all this information wouldn't have happened without the help of Tanielu, and that they would like to negotiate future dealings.
Yes, absolutely.
So you do come good. You don't make a third enemy.
Nope. I would like to honor the deal as I made it.
Because he wants to get in bed with Lady Tanielu. I mean, totally metaphorically, of course.
We're already in bed with her.
All right. So it turns out that such dealings seem to be favourable for House Tanielu, and the Atreides have told them that they will honour any sort of agreements, and they will grant them spice mining rights and all that other stuff.
Man, that's going to suck for them here in a little while, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah, they may come to regret that.
depends. Maybe they don't burn the bridge with the Harkonnens.
Man, that's going to suck for them in like 3 years, isn't it?
Which side do you pick? Decisions. All right. Well, we will leave it there. That wraps up your mission. Unless there's any particular questions or stuff that you want to resolve, then we'll stop there.
Are we doing the 3 points for the end of the thing, or are we doing...
We will do the
Are we
3
just
points for the end
considering
of the
this?
thing.
Okay. And at this point, we're planning on continuing Dune
Is that the general
for
consensus?
a while.
Well, do we have anything else lined up?
We do not.
So doing it is. Unless
Now,
we,
what are you running there, Paul?
so what about Shadowrun? Can we go back to Shadowrun?
Why? Dune's cooler.
Well, we can't go back. We can't go back to the existing Shadowrun campaign,
That's right, it would be the new one. Yeah.
or a new one.
Well, yeah, only a bunch of missions. I wonder how many Sardaukar Atticus could actually take on before he dies.
That would be an interesting question to see how many.
Well, he's no Duncan because that dude's supposed to be like the baddest of the bad, I believe. Actually, no. Now that I think about it, I think in the first book that they sort of hinted that Gurney was actually the most dangerous of Duke Leto's people.
I think I remember that. Yeah. I think it was something about like, yeah, because they were trained by Gurney. That's why the
It's Gurney
Emperor
and
wanted to
Duncan.
get rid of him. Yeah, it was both of them specifically, but Gurney was mentioned first.
Well, I am going to go ahead and spend my 3 points. I'm going to improve my. I'm getting extra fatigue points. Another level of that. I have 2 levels of it. I think you can
that's
get
the
up to
maximum you
3.
can get.
Is it 2 or 3?
It's 2 or 3. Or am I... Oh. No, fatigue. I think fatigue is...
We had to go
2.
back and look at that at one point, and there were only a couple of attributes that they put those limits on. I think that may be one of them, though.
The same exists for hit points as well. You get extra hit points.
Yeah.
I don't think I actually do have extra hit points, no, because my strength is not terrible. It's just my health is only 11. I need to improve that. But yeah, I am still running on Fridays. I've got at least, I think, 3 sessions remaining on that, and then I will probably need some, like maybe at least a week spin up time for the Monster Hunters thing. And then have no idea what, if, however, Mark is planning on doing.
Cool. So I'll have a look at the official adventures, Dune adventures, and see what they're like. Maybe we'll play that. Otherwise, I still have some ideas.
Yeah, we need to be on site when the Harkonnens attack, right?
And everything gets blowed up.
Yeah, that's easy.
All right.
See the sandwich? It was a good sandwich, and now it's gone.
Now it's gone.
You never know. Maybe you guys do avert the downfall of the tradies.
Can't do that because then how does the Quetzalcoatl Cataract come about? Give a dog a bone.
Who
He
knows?
comes about in a just a easier way.
Yeah, I don't like your chances of averting disaster.
Not really.
1 in 2 million. 1 in 5 million.
So there is a chance.
Doctor Strange looked ahead into the future and only found one instance where you win. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, then if you are watching this and you have questions, corrections, suggestions, or general hecklings, feel free to leave a comment here or find us on Discord. Thank you for watching. Olympus out.
2 points.
Muad'Dib.